Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is great to have you here. We've got a bit of a different video today. It's going to be a bit more of an informative one about how to stay social whilst on a fat loss journey. So if you don't know me already, my name is Lauren. I am an online coach and I'm also a fitness content creator, but I do share other lifestyle bits too. Now I believe this is something that I have really managed to get really good at because I don't know about you, but I am a very social person and it's something that's very important to me. One thing that clients constantly say to me when they enter into a fat loss phase is that they're worried about how they're going to balance it with their social life, and they think that you have to either do one or the other. You do not need to be a hermit when you're on a fat loss journey. You can 100% still enjoy your social life. And I personally have been through 3 fat loss phases now and I've continually socialized throughout. I'm not a huge drinker, though I have been in the past, but I will still have some drinks here and there, though it is important to be mindful of that, and I will still eat out. So I basically want to share all my tips and tricks because I've had quite a lot of questions on it. So let's get straight into the topic. When you set out on a fat loss journey, it's super important to be clear on your goals and for them to be realistic. There's no point setting a goal that is too unachievable to the point that you literally can't still enjoy life around it. Yes, fat loss can be a great goal and it's a very important goal for a lot of people. So it's very important to have that balance between your social life and your fitness life. And I genuinely believe that this shift is a real mindset shift because a lot of people associate socializing with eating bad foods and going out and drinking loads. It really doesn't need to be that way, and part of the reason why it can be so difficult is if you're in the wrong circles that don't support your overall goals. Obviously, be friends with who you want to be friends with, but not all your friends are going to have the same goals as you. Not all your friends are going to prioritize their health and fitness. That is okay. It's a completely personal journey, but part of this and part of entering into a bit of a lifestyle switch when you go into a fat loss phase or when you embark on your fitness journey, you'll realize there are certain people that don't really align with your goals and people that do, and you may need to lean more into the ones that do to help you have a more successful journey. And there's so many ways of finding these groups of people. There are apps such as Click, which I know have loads of clubs on where you can go on hikes, run clubs, etc. You can find new friends. There's a lot of people that have made friends through Bumble Friends or making friends at local fitness classes. Going to run clubs as well can be really, really good because run clubs are super social a lot of the time. And if you are in Manchester, please do come to my run club, which is every Thursday at 6 p.m. Would love to have you there. It's called Let's Run Manchester. I'll put the link below if you guys want to find out more. However, your circles that you socialize in will have a big impact on whether this is hard or whether this is easy. Planning ahead. There is nothing more difficult than having last minute plans dropped on you. You've not really pre-planned for it. Yes, in the moment, it might feel great. However, afterwards, if you've really just thrown the towel in and just gone out and drank to your heart's content and ruined your night's sleep and not pre-planned for that, it can have that knock-on effect to your fat loss journey or your fitness journey, and it can leave you feeling a little bit rubbish, I'm not gonna lie. So be a big planner when it comes to your socializing. Yes, it's okay to do things spontaneously, and you can almost learn how to control spontaneity of plans. You may not have plans in on a Friday, but you typically will do something social on a Friday. Plan for it, even if you've not got plans in, just in case something crops up. And if they don't, then you can just enjoy the time on your own. But planning is gonna make such a big difference. So say next weekend you're going to a wedding, but you want to still make sure you're progressing. One thing that I do recommend is calorie banking a small amount of calories each day, such as 50 calories to 150. I would never recommend going outside of that, going higher, because then you can get into the grounds of restriction and binge, and that is just not good for your mindset or your body. So just calorie bank a small amount of calories. A few days in the week, you could do it every day if you wanted to, and total up those calories and then save those calories for the wedding for a few drinks. You can do the maths and figure out how many thin and slim lines it's gonna get you, or how many glasses of wine it's gonna get you, or glasses of champagne, whatever floats your boat. Typically I would recommend going for clear spirits and 0 calorie mixes because they'll have the least amount of sugar, they'll then give you the least bad hangover. Did you know, guys, hangovers are mostly triggered by the sugar content in what you consume rather than the alcohol itself. So making sure you're opting for things with minimal sugar is super vital in this. And then say you can have 3 glasses of wine. You can have those 3 glasses, enjoy yourself, feel like you've done it in balance, but also you've not impacted your progress. And similarly with food, you can also use these calories for food just to give you that buffer, because typically if you are eating out a bit more, you will probably consume more calories. But I always recommend that with any meal, you focus your meals around protein, making sure there's some veg in there, a good third of veg on the plate. But calorie banking is my number one. Also, looking at the menu beforehand can be really helpful when you're eating out. There's some restaurants that are better for fat loss journeys than others. I'm a big fan of Asian food, and I believe Asian food is super well balanced. You've got proteins, carbs and fats in good portions in a lot of Asian food in comparison, and not to demonize Italian food such as pizzas, but typically they'll be higher in carbs, lower in protein and higher in fats. But you can fit everything in. If this is something that you're doing on a regular basis, it is important to try building these habits in your meals out. Whereas if it is something that is really happening once in a blue moon, then go enjoy the pizza, because you are probably not going to see too much impact if it is literally just once in a blue moon. Likewise, if you're having a gathering with friends or going home for the weekend, I always like to bring some foods such as prawns. I'll get calamari rings from M&S a lot of the time because they're amazing. You can get chicken breast, just get some lean meats in and some good fruits, veggies that are gonna help you stay on track when you're at these gatherings. And then, you know, plan into your calories to have a little cake or something sweet as well, because you can honestly plan and fit anything in that you want to fit in. It is when you just throw caution to the wind that you feel out of control, then you'll probably overindulge, you'll feel a bit rubbish the next day for it, and then you might not see the progress. So think about these things in advance. Next, making smart choices when you are eating out is something I've already covered, but to go into it in more depth. So opting for grilled and steamed foods rather than fried will be lower in fats. Ask for dressings and sauces on the side so that you can add some if you want, or you can leave it completely. Portion control is super important. Stone and I will often share meals, maybe share a dessert. You do not need to finish everything, just eat until you're feeling relatively satisfied. And then alcohol wise, I've already covered it, but typically clear spirits with 0 calorie or 0 sugar mixes. Next point, going back to the circle of friends that you surround yourself with, you don't just need to go out on nights out and for meals. And typically doing activities that are daytime will help as well, because sleep is a huge important part of your fat loss journey. It gets to 9 o'clock for me and I am dead to the world. Like, I need my sleep, and that is something that I very much cultivated in recent days, because my sleep did not used to be as consistent as it is now. Also, walking and talking, whether you're at work or whether you're meeting up with a friend, rather than sitting down in a coffee shop, why not grab a coffee and walk around? Go on a little walk outside, especially in the summer when it's beautiful weather. There is so many reasons to be outdoors, and it's gonna do you so much good. You're gonna get vitamin D, you're gonna get fresh air, you're gonna get steps in, you're gonna have a nice chat with your friend. And I actually find that walking actually helps me think better. Sometimes I just come up with my best thoughts when I'm out on the go. Next, social support and accountability. Communicating your goals with your friends and family is super important, because if they notice you making these changes, they might say something, but if you address it ahead of time, then they're much more likely to help you feel more comfortable. Because I completely understand how it feels when people are like, oh, but you usually get dessert, why aren't you getting dessert today? But if you've already addressed it ahead of time, they're probably not going to question you. And if they do, then you can just repeat what you said before. Just let them know what it is your goals are, that you're here to enjoy yourself, you're here to see them, you want to socialize them, and I'm sure they'll appreciate that. Because sometimes we go out for food and we get so focused on the food that we actually forget that we are around people. And I've definitely noticed it in myself in the past. But actually taking a moment and being really present and, you know, putting your knife and fork down and taking longer with your meal will probably make you feel fuller whilst eating the meal. And you'll probably enjoy the meal out more because you'll have got more socially from it. I think a lot of us just take meals out for granted, especially if you're someone like me that lives in the city. I can literally see restaurants from my window, and going out is so easy and convenient. This might not be for everyone. Obviously not everyone lives in the middle of the city, but you forget how much of a privilege it is to go out for these meals. So we should really treasure them. Also, accountability wise, having a friend to train with can be great and another way of staying social. And then also using social media for motivation and support can be great. There's so many great content creators out there. Maybe drop me a follow, laurenk_fit. But you'll probably connect with so many people online, and if you start to share this active lifestyle, you might find that certain people gravitate towards you, and you'll make these friends that become your tribe that then support these new goals of yours that actually make this whole journey easier for you. And similarly, if you've got a partner, having their buy-in on these goals is really, really important, because there's nothing more challenging than having a partner that doesn't support your goals. And I would hope that anyone that's in a loving relationship does have a partner that does support their goals, but if your partner doesn't, that is potentially something to question and wonder why they're not supporting you, because you're entering into this journey to better yourself as a person, as an individual, to better yourself as a partner as well. But getting their buy-in is really important, and you know, over time they might slowly start to follow in your footsteps. Like for me, Stone's always been really into his fitness. He was actually the person that helped me get into the gym, but he wasn't into running quite so much. And I slowly but surely chipped away at him through holidays to turn him into a little bit of a runner, partially for selfish reasons, just because it's nicer to run with someone when you're away. And at the start, I did feel a little bit unsafe running in new places, new cities, new countries. And it's also a nice way of bonding. And we have a great time exploring new places rather than me going out on runs on my own when we're on holiday. We can actually do that thing together. And actually, he's now fallen in love with running. And we're doing our first half marathon together on Sunday. Now, mindful indulgence. So I'm not saying cut out all indulgent things from your lifestyle. Don't get me wrong, I love a frozen yogurt with pistachio sauce, with Oreo biscuits on top, berries, with some chocolate flake. And over time, I've definitely learned to enjoy things that are indulgent, but not gonna leave me feeling rubbish. In the past, I would indulge on a whole tub of Ben & Jerry's. I would just feel so rubbish after. I'd have the worst sleep. I'd wake up with a sugar hangover, basically the same as a alcohol hangover. It was very binge restrict mentality for me back then, and yeah, I thought that that was what you could do on your rest/cheat days. Wouldn't recommend. But indulging on nice balanced foods without feeling guilty is really important. So like I said, have a pizza now and again. Go out for a nice ice cream at an ice cream shop. Just don't do it to the extent where you're binging, because you can enjoy these things. It's when it's taken too far to the extreme that it will inhibit your progress. So practice being mindful, being present when you eat, enjoying things in moderation. If you're someone that does have a tendency to binge, try to not have any distractions when you're eating. So you can obviously be in the presence of someone else and have a conversation, sit around a table, but eating in front of the TV or in front of the laptop can send you into a bit of a binge mode. So I definitely recommend trying to be mindful with your food. But the 80-20 rule, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of before, is very, very useful. So 80% of the time, eat your good, healthy, whole foods, your proteins, your fruits, your veg. And then 20% of the time, have those things that are a bit more indulgent, like your cheeses, your chocolates, etc. Next point, handling peer pressure. Something that isn't easy. You will have to learn how to politely decline certain foods and drinks. For me, declining alcoholic drinks was particularly hard, I think, because in the UK there's this huge social drinking culture, and actually saying, no, I'm just gonna have a lime and soda, or I'm just gonna have a lemonade, or I'm just gonna have a non-alcoholic gin and tonic, feels so weird at first, and you feel like all eyes are on you. People are like, what are they doing? Why are they not drinking? But the matter of the fact is that if someone else has an issue with this, it most likely reflects on their own insecurities. And by seeing you do that, that actually might influence these people that put the pressure on you to actually realize, I don't need to be like that as well, because let's be honest, alcohol is not the best for us, but it is fun sometimes. So knowing when you want to have it and when you don't want to have it, and being firm in your decision is really important. Sometimes it's even good to address it ahead of time, a bit like I said before, just saying I'm not drinking today, guys. And same goes for food. If you have planned to have some cake at the weekend at someone's birthday, and then someone's brought in cake into the office midweek, maybe just think, I know I'm gonna have it at the weekend, I don't need to have it now, I'm just gonna politely decline. I'll have the foods that I brought into the office instead. If these people around you care for you and want to support you, they will understand. And similarly, like I said about partners, if friends and family aren't willing to support you on decisions that are ultimately going to benefit your health and fitness and your mental health too, a lot of the time, then I would question why they're not supporting you, and maybe have a hard conversation with that person. Another thing that can be helpful can be engaging around activities that don't revolve around food or drink, like bowling, mini golf. There's so many things that you can do. You can go play football, you can play netball, you can play rounders, you can go shopping. These are just some social activities you can do without being in that food and drink environment, because sometimes it can be hard. And lastly, keeping a positive attitude. You should be tracking your progress, celebrating these small victories, maybe even journal, because this journey that you're going on will be transformative, and you'll probably learn a lot about yourself. You'll learn a lot about your friends, your family, people around you, people that support you and maybe that bring you down. But you should celebrate all the small victories and the progress that you make. Practicing self-compassion and avoiding any negative self-talk will massively help you too, because it's not an easy journey to be embarking on. And if you are doing it off your own bat, it can be good to just write down your own thoughts. But the most important thing is to keep your social life fulfilling for you. Everyone's social life looks differently. Some people prefer to go out for food and drink, some people don't, and that is okay. It's knowing what it is you enjoy and leaning into that. But maybe trying out a few new things might help you on this fat loss journey. But guys, that is everything. I hope this video has helped anyone out there that is entering into their fat loss journey and struggling to keep their social life vibrant and thriving. If you do have any questions for points that I've not covered, please do drop them below in the comments and I will get back to you. And just know that your fat loss journey shouldn't be an isolating experience. It should be a journey of self-discovery, and I genuinely would urge you to try find some new circles that will support your goals if maybe your current ones are a little bit challenging, because there's so many people out there that are into their fitness. And if you can't find them in person, then definitely do try find them online, because community makes the biggest difference. And if you are looking for a coach to support you on your fat loss journey, then definitely do reach out to me. I'll pop the link for my inquiry form below. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, then please do drop me a thumbs up and maybe even share this video with a friend that you think might benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe for videos every Sunday. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.